Hi guys, Brilliant BWS TT. Today I'm bringing you another instructional video. We're going to be looking at how to change the rear ABS sensor on this Quattro Mark 1 TT. So the first thing we're going to need to do is plug the laptop in and see exactly which sensor it is. Now if you haven't got a code reader or VADCOM or anything like that, I really suggest you get one. Really useful. Rear left, signal outside specifications. That's the one we need to worry about then. Right. I suppose we best get it up in the air and have a look at the sensor.
Okay, so when I...
Shh, come on, man. Let me film. Okay, so the first thing I've undone is this electrical connector here. And I've made sure that the contacts inside there aren't corroded, which could be causing a problem, but they look fine. So it is the sensor itself. So to undo that, we've got a little 5mm Allen headed bolt just in there. So once we've undone this 5mm bolt, it should theoretically pull out. But in reality, because it's been in there for 10, 15, maybe 20 years, the actual casting around it is going to have corroded and it's going to be pinching down on it. So it's likely going to need knocking out, which is why we've got the wheel off. So we're going to whip the caliper off and we're going to whip the disc off, because if we need to push it out, we'll be able to get through a hole in the ABS ring itself and just knock it through. This one's only been in for a couple of years. This might just come out very easily, but I want to show you just in case it's not that easy for you. So we've just got this couple of, make sure the handbrake's off. And then we've got two 13mm nuts that we're going to undo. And it's a 15mm this side to hold it. And we've got that one there, and then this top one here. And then pull that away. Pull the pads out, and then just make sure you remember which pad is which side. So I'm going to put this down over here, that way, and that way. I don't know what that means. And we need to undo this. Okay, so big screwdriver. This is a PH3. We're just going to give it a knock to try and free it off. Hopefully that's all it needs. Another one in here like this. Stop it spinning. There we go. And then the beauty of these is that these actually fit out with the carrier on. Just give it a little nudge like that, and they come out. So let me show you. This is our ABS sensor here. This is the other side of it. So once we've undone it from there, we can use a small punch and push it through this way. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna undo this 5mm. Same principle again. I'm gonna get it into place. Just give it a light tap. Because it's corroded on the head, we need to make sure that it gets a good purchase on the bolt. So make sure it's all the way in. Happy days. Last thing you want is the head of that rounding off, because you really can't get access to it if it does. Okay, now when that comes out, we've got this metal piece here that we need to keep hold of separately. So that's going to go back on with the new one. Let's see if this does just pull out, shall we? No. Doesn't want to pull out, so we're going to have to knock it through. Now, another little tip is that we're going to try and rotate it to break it free. So, wedge underneath it, try and pivot it like so. That's going to help break off the corrosion. And put it the other way. Like that. Now we come around this side. We'll try and get away with this one, but yeah, there we go. Come around here, you can see. Gently does it. Don't want to damage the ring. and that's coming out nicely. So we ideally need to get something smaller through there. So we have to push it all the way. So this is going to get in there a little bit nicer. There we go. No special tools required, eh? Bit of threaded bar. And out she comes. Here. There we go. So let me show you the problem that you're now going to face. The reason that that was difficult, you can see in there how corroded that hole is. So I need to get a round file like this and just get in there and clean up the edges of that. You can put a bit of wet and dry paper around a hot glue stick or something like that. That's about the right size, and you can twist it that way. You can do whatever method you want, but that hole needs cleaning before you try and put the new one in. Just keep doing this evenly all the way around, get rid of all the rust and corrosion, and the new one should slide in nice and easily. So you can see now that this goes in nice and easy. It's virtually all the way in. You just got to line that hole up and put the bolt back in. What you don't want is for you to be having to force it in, because if you're forcing it in, you're probably going to damage it. But that's close enough now that I can put the bolt in and rotate that into the exact right orientation. You need about 50 fingers to hold everything in place. Right, that's into the hole for there. And we can rotate it. There we go. There she goes. And I'm just doing this by hand to start off with so I don't cross thread it. And once it's a bit closer to being done, we can make sure that this bracket is lining up properly, like so. And we're just going to nip that up. And that'll do. Plug this back in. So it's just a case of refit the disc and the pads, put the caliper back on, and then, yeah, take it for a test drive and make sure everything's okay. No fault code found. Woohoo! So it's always interesting that I find people watch these videos only to put down in the comments how they would do things differently. So if that's you, let me know what I've done wrong. But that's now working, so I can't have done too much wrong, can I? Anyway, if that has been useful for you, please hit like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.